Finally Friday, folks, and I got a project for you guys today. Got a call out of the blue yesterday, kind of an inopportune time because I was taking the skid steer about an hour and 15 minutes down the road down to the farm project, and I got a call saying I needed to bring it back this way as soon as possible to do a mowing job. And well, it's a familiar lot, so let's take a look at what we got. All right, guys, if you guys will remember, when I first got in business a few years ago, about 4 years ago or so, one of my first jobs was, so these are all separate individual lots. I think there's 6 lots total here, or 7. And so my dad and my grandfather had like 3 of them down here. And after my grandfather died, my aunts got some, my uncles got some, whatnot. And I was maintaining those lots, mowing them, like down there around that light pole and down to that corner, all the way up to about right here somewhere was where I was maintaining. And somewhere in that ballpark, maybe in there. And then after my grandfather died, my dad, because of the city's regulations with what you got to do to be able to build something here, there's all kinds of stipulations and whatnot. My dad just said, I'm selling my stuff, and so did my aunts and uncles. And then the guy I was working for here, he sold his deal. Well, one owner came in and just bought everything from basically down there where the lot, where that's been maintained down there, that's somebody else. But all this, where this has not been maintained, is all one owner, and they're like, I need it mowed yesterday. So that's what we got to do. I have never mowed this down over here on the end. Like I said, I had been mowing that for a while, but then, you know, it's probably been 2 years since I've mowed anything in here, probably roughly in that ballpark. So, and I've never seen this mowed. This is just a kudzu nightmare. So I got the ASV with the mega mower, and we're gonna just mega mow all this down. And I'm gonna take these pine trees down too, right here. All that's gonna come down too. I think the mega mower will handle that. We'll save that for last to get some close-ups of me just eating that down. That'll be fun. So we're gonna get all this mowed down and let's get to it. right, we got everything mowed that we could get mowed. So you guys are in for a treat today, getting a little double action today. Got some skid steer with the Mega Mower. Now we're gonna get a little bit of little Munchie. I'm gonna walk right down this ditch line and just kind of clean up this ditch line edge and just kind of get this side of it. The trash, I don't know about the trash. They just told me to come out here and mow everything I could mow. So I don't know if the clients people are gonna get the trash, or they want me to come back and get the trash, or I don't know. I don't have to worry about anything out here. They own, this is part of the same owner too. They bought this section too. Just whoever had this before was actually maintaining it. So this is all one person from that street all the way down to where I stopped cutting down there. So, but all right, let's get this ditch taken care of. right, folks, that's that. Turned out pretty good. Now let me address a couple things really quick. First of all, I know the trees are covered with vines. They've been covered with vines since the day I've been mowing these lots. I was not told to clean the vines off the trees. I was told to mow everything I could mow. Now I did the best I could to try to get as much of the vines from around the trees, at least at the bottom, and if they came down, that was just an added bonus. But I was just told to mow. You know, I'm a mower, not a tree cleaner. This is not a beautification job. Like, you know, I'll give John credit, he does a great job, but you know, a lot of those jobs that he does where they're backyards or something like that, you know, he's getting paid to go around and clean up all that stuff around the trees. This is a bush hogging job. This is just a mowing job. Anything I can get with the vines, just an added bonus. The other thing, a lot of people, you're gonna wonder, why did I use the brush cutter, the Mega Mower, over the mulcher? Considering this stuff in here is, it was bad. And this stuff is different than, say, the last few lots that I've done with the Mega Mower. And if you're mulching or mowing or trying to get into that, you're gonna want to listen to this because it's pretty important. So this stuff, so those last few lots that I mowed, yes, that stuff was thick, but everything in there is its own little individual thing sticking up out of the ground, right? Grass is all its own little, you know, shoot sticking up out of the ground, right? Boom, 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 boom. You know, with the brush, same thing. This stuff, good example right here, is spaghetti. It's literally spaghetti. And it's spaghetti that's as tough as nylon rope, and some of it was 10 feet tall, right? It's very thick. So when the Mega Mower was going through that other stuff, it would cut a stalk down, lay it down, and windrow it out the side. This stuff is just in a big ball, and even after you cut it, it won't unball itself. So even with the way that Mega Mower has that open back, it doesn't matter what mower you're using, this stuff is going to be in a ball because it grows in a big spaghetti ball, and there's really no way to kind of get it to undo that except to just churn it up as best you can back and forth. And you guys saw me kind of going back and forth a lot in some places. If this stuff had just been regular brush, we could have just gone right through it, but it's not. It's this balled up wisteria kudzu stuff that's just in these big spaghetti balls that's way tall. So you would ask, well, why wouldn't you use the mulcher? That's a good question. There's two reasons. Well, actually 3 reasons, and they're kind of big. One, this is a mowing job, not a mulching job. Mowing is a different rate than mulching. So if you want me to come over here and mow, which is what I was told to do, you're going to get the mowing rate. If you want me to come over here and mulch, you're going to get the mulching rate. So I was told to come over here and mow, so we mow. Second reason, I would have brought the mower anyway because there's a lot of debris in here. This is in the city. I know where I'm at. A lot of homeless people in here. There's a lot of dumping in here. I hit everything from metal, tires, plastic, brick, concrete, and you name it, I hit it in here. Now, when it comes to these mulchers are kind of like Ferraris. They're great. They're fast, they'll get you where you need to go, but they only really work on like a racetrack or the Autobahn or asphalt, right? Anytime that they get into something or hit something that is not what they're designed to hit, which is basically vegetation, they don't like it and they don't agree with it. And so this thing's basically a big vacuum. It'll suck up anything and everything that it hits, including metal and tires and trash and plastic and bricks, which dull the teeth. Brush cutters are like a 4-wheel drive truck. They're not the prettiest, you know, if it's 20 years old, it's not the prettiest thing, but you can take it, you know, down a dirt road full of potholes and mud holes, and you're gonna get where you're gonna go. May not be the fastest way, or the prettiest way or the most efficient way, but you're gonna get where you need to go. In here, the brush cutters can hit all this crap and they're just like, man, whatever, keep going. They don't care. In the 4 years I've been doing this, I have never had anything get sucked up into my brush cutter and get stuck there where I needed actual tools to get it out, ever. These things hit something and you know, they suck it up in there. A lot of times it doesn't want to come out. Good example of that, check out one of John over at Upstate Brush Control's latest video. He's got that new Shear X, and which looks like a great mulcher, but he was out on a job and he hit a metal bar and it got sucked up in there, up into the mulcher, in between the housing and the tooth, and he needed his excavator to pull that thing out of there, I think. I mean, it was crazy jammed up in there. That doesn't happen typically with brush cutters. I have hit big balls of wire with my brush cutter, concrete wire, nothing. It just gets stuck at the front, get out, stop the mower, pull it out, go back to what I was doing. Didn't even need any tools. So the third reason that I did this with the mower, which was cost, that, and well, it was yeah, I mean, I think that was it. Was it 2 or 3 reasons? Well, the other reason is it's wider. I mean, it's just a wider cut, so you get a little bit more efficiency too if you're taking a whole cut. So that was really the reason why. You know, it's just a better overall tool. The mower's a better overall tool for this. So I've learned these lessons the hard way, and I try to impart these things onto you guys as best I can. Oh, I'll tell you the other reason is, so this stuff is like this big spaghetti stuff, right? And with the mulcher, the drum, to be able to cut this stuff, has to be spinning really fast to be able to cut it. As soon as it gets bogged down, the drum gets bogged down, right? If it starts slowing down into this vegetation, right? The second one of these teeth comes around and snags one of these vines and doesn't cut it, the whole spaghetti roll's going up in there. It's gonna stop this head dead, and then you gotta get it unstuck and keep going again. So the mulcher would have worked great in here, but you really have to keep the drum head really spinning really high to make that work. With the brush cutter, you can just dog that thing in here, and there's nothing that's gonna get, you know, as far as the vegetation, gonna get sucked up in there and be able to stop it where it won't spin back up. It will happen with these. That will happen. It has happened to me many times. Again, I've learned these lessons the hard way. I'm trying to impart some knowledge here of why I do things the way I do. There's always a method to the madness for the things that I do and the ways that I do them typically. Not always correct. Sometimes I try new things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But with this stuff, I've been doing these lots long enough. I know what works and what doesn't work. So hopefully that helps somebody listening to my ranting. So looks like we may have a thunderstorm coming. I'm gonna wrap it up for the day, and I will check you guys on the next video. Stay tuned. And I'll check you guys later. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.